Welcome to SpielMill,
Welcome to SpielMill.
where theme is one of our big focuses, and we love themes so much that we thought we'd do like kind of a monthly challenge of picking multiple themes for the month and then going through what would be our ideal game day using our games.
Yeah, we love to theme things. We have like a whole extensive glassware collection with different drinking vessels that match a theme, Viking or Old English or fantasy or whatever. Because we're just weird that way. So we like put together some themed game days. So for February, we picked 3 themes.
But before we do that,
Yep.
I also wanted to take a moment to welcome all of our new subscribers.
I know.
You're so many of you, and we're just so happy to have you, and
It's very
we appreciate
exciting.
you.
Yeah, we just do this because we love to talk about games. I personally don't care if anyone watches this. I just like to talk about games. But Jane really likes it when people do because she puts all the work in for editing. So thank you for being here and for watching and for liking.
It's mainly about just talking about games.
So anyway, our 3 themes for February are Valentine/Galentine's Day, President's Day, and winter.
Okay. So first we're going to talk about our ideal day for Valentine's, which is this week. So our idea, and this is the order we thought we'd play them in, and we won't actually do this because Valentine's Day is
A Wednesday,
a
and
work
it's a work day.
So there's no way we're playing those games. But if we had a day to dedicate to playing games on Valentine's Day, to celebrate Valentine's Day and Galentine's Day, we would start off with Marrying Mr. Darcy.
Yeah, because this is a nice light introduction to the day. There's not a lot of tension to it.
There's no tension.
There's no tension. But it's cute. The artwork is cute. I love the way that you can win by being a spinster. And actually, it actually puts makes it sound really good because you get to spend your life like doing what you want, reading books and having cats. Like, it sounds amazing. So, but this is a cute, really on theme game to start the day with.
Yep, and it's if you don't like a lot of luck, it's not for you. But it is definitely luck heavy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So the next game on our list
is Pret-a-Porter.
Good choice.
Yeah. So you might not think of this, but Valentine's Day is often about dressing up to go out, about looking your best. If you aren't partnered, a lot of times it's about going out and kind of looking for a partner and feeling good about yourself. So and if you don't have a partner and you don't want one, then maybe it's about treating yourself to dressing up into some haute couture to what the latest fashions are. So this would be a great on-theme way to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, basically, it just seemed like a very thematic game to play and a little heavier than Marry Mr. Darcy, so a nice step up from your initial light game.
Mm-hmm.
Then we thought that it'd be a good opportunity, if you're spending the day with your loved one, your partner, your Valentine, to play something cooperative.
Yes.
And so this is thematically not very much about Valentine's Day, but we thought it'd be a good choice because it is a very fun cooperative game, and that is Burgle Brothers.
Well, you could go steal diamonds for your love. But I like this. We love cooperative games. Sometimes we'll play a game and we'll play it multiple times, and one of us will win all of the games that we play, sometimes destroying the other person, and it can get a little frustrating. So this way you can kind of break that tension and you can work together, and there's no, head-to-head against your sweetie in that one.
Yep, it's good. It's a good way to break up the day.
It sure is. All right, and then next we thought we'd lighten things up, just something to give your brain a little bit of break from the heavy games. And what is more on theme than Love Letter? There's lots of different versions out there, but I think, the classic Love Letter is perfect for Valentine's Day. And it's a nice, light, quick, easy game you can play lickety-split to give yourself a little break.
So then, after Love Letter, we thought one more game, because at the end of the night, maybe your feature event is to go out and to a dance. Something like a dance.
Yes, very on theme.
So we thought Rococo.
Yes. Now, if in Pret-a-Porter, you're dressing up in some modern clothes, now you're going to dress up in a super fancy ball. super fancy ball gown. I love that. And go to a dance and dance with the light of your life. So what is more romantic and sweet than dancing with the light of your life?
Nothing. So that's kind of our picks for Valentine's/Galentine's. Then we did have some honorable mentions. We obviously thought that games themed around flowers and giving flowers would be really good choices. So we have Tussie Mussy as one of them.
Yep, and that's great because it's all about the meaning of the flowers that you give. Yeah. Some of them aren't very romantic, but of course then the red rose is the I love you, which is why we give it on Valentine's Day. And secondly is gift of tulips, because you're gifting flowers to people. So
literally.
Yeah, literally.
Little cards in the game.
Yeah. Cards of flowers. And that, of course, is right on theme with Valentine's Day.
And then we don't have this game and we haven't played it, but it's about love, and that's Fog of Love. So that'd be an honorable mention.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly is on theme. Sometimes for us, theme is much more abstract and about like what makes sense to us. But if you want a game that is like right on the money for Valentine's Day, it seems like Fog of Love would fit. Although I think sometimes relationships don't go very well.
In Fog of Love?
In Fog of Love.
Yeah, we don't know. I don't know.
Of course, that's true in real life too. So
it just seemed like a good pick because it was about relationships.
Yeah.
So maybe not.
Definitely.
But you can tell us if we're wrong. So our next theme for our February challenge is President's Day. Now, this is a little bit harder of a theme to work with.
It is much harder.
So it was a little bit hard.
Especially if you're not like, I think there's probably a lot of war games that you could theme to this.
There's certainly, I know there's games like about the Cuban Missile Crisis, and we didn't pick
Watergate.
Watergate.
Which we did not pick. I was like, did we pick it? We didn't pick it because we don't have it. So why don't you start us off? Where'd we start?
Well, we started with a game about a presidential election. And this is from Stefan Feld's Revolution 1828. Now, this is a game we got rid of because it's not exactly for us. It's a little bit aggressive. But it is a good game. It's a solid game. It's not a great game, I would say. It's just a solid game.
Yeah, but it's very on theme in terms of presidential election, and actually it really does carry the theme of electioneering in the 1800s pretty well. So aside from the fact that it was aggressive player on player, that wasn't for us. It's a good game and well themed.
Yep.
Well, our second choice is 1775. And this is great because President's Day is actually started as a celebration of Washington's birthday. And 1775 is about Washington crossing the Delaware. Right? That's the wrong year, though. But that's what's on the cover of the game.
I thought it was. Did we pick the wrong game? That's the one from Academy Games.
Well, go with it. If we're wrong... it's about the birth of a nation, Washington fighting the revolution. Anyway, so theoretically, it's about Washington crossing the Delaware, though that happened in 1776, I believe. But this would be very on theme to celebrating the first president of the United States, George Washington, before he was even a president.
Yep, good choice. Now, I'm like, good choice. We both chose it. Then our third game, now... You can't talk about a presidential election in the United States without talking about gerrymandering in the Electoral College. And so there is, of course, a game about gerrymandering, and that is Mapmaker, the gerrymandering game. And this is, we actually haven't played it.
We haven't, but it's a really cool story because it was designed by siblings that were in high school when they started designing it.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and they then ran a Kickstarter on it. It's actually well regarded. It's supposed to be a very good game. We're really excited to play it, but I love the fact that it was, first of all, not only about gerrymandering, which is something we don't talk a lot about, like that manipulation of our electoral system through districting, but then, of course, it's also something that was created by some high school students. Love that.
No, me too. And then we thought do you want to...
Sure. So we don't have a lot of games about presidential politics. Most of the games about this topic are really aggressively head-to-head. They're just not our style of games. But we thought a game about voting would be good. So there's lots of games out there where players vote together on something. We could have done Blood on the Clock Tower, for example. But we chose Werewords. So as we are celebrating our electoral system and presidents, we're going to play Werewords to celebrate the power of the people-ish.
And it represents that you really could pick any game about voting. Any game that has voting as a mechanism would work. So we had a couple of honorable mentions, and one was Through the Ages, and that is a civilization game which we think has presidents in it, right?
I think some of the leaders are U.S. presidents.
Towards the end?
Yeah.
So
I know they are, in the beginning, they're not presidents, but they're actual historical figures. So I think there's a U.S. president as a leader.
Presidential types.
Yeah.
Leaders.
Yeah. And then the second is Daimaker. Not the U.S. presidential system, but again, it's about politics and about sort of electoral politics and representative bodies and legislatures, and it's such a classic. Isn't it the first game on BGG was Daimaker?
I don't think it was the first one, or maybe it was. I don't know.
If not the first, it was very close. But anyway, it's a classic. They just repainted it last year. It's on our shelf of opportunity. This will be a great time for us to get it off.
Agreed.
And what game would you play about presidential politics? This is not our bailiwick, so love to hear what other people would suggest.
So we picked a third theme. We're like, what's the perfect day? Let's pick one more theme. I don't know. Is this too much? We'll find out. You can let us know in the comments. But we decided this is a good time to pick winter.
Yep.
If we were to play games in celebration of winter, what would our day look like?
Yeah, and I'll say one of the reasons why this is so perfect is that even though we're kind of at the tail end of winter, there's so many other great themes that are happening before this in November, December, January, that it seems like, February is sort of a short, dark month. Let's play games about winter. And we're going to start off with one of my just favorite game systems, and specifically the winter version, and that is Carcassonne. Carcassonne Winter. I love the art in this too. Snowy fields, really beautiful. Tile laying. We don't play it super aggressive. You could play it super aggressive, but for me, this is just a really fun, I love that puzzle of putting out the tiles and getting them to match, so.
This is a good relaxing start to the day.
Yeah.
In the way we play. Next, we thought we'd amp up the pressure, and this is really a cool game about traveling through the Arctic Circle, and it's Expedition Northwest Passage.
Yes.
Very snow themed.
Yes, and of course your boats can get frozen in as the sun moves and winter comes in. You've been sailing across open water. Suddenly that open water, it's all ice. You got to get out and take your sled dogs across the ice. Love that. This is so perfectly thematic for what happens, how winter transforms your experience.
Yeah.
And it literally transforms your experience in the middle of the game.
True.
Yeah. All right. And next up, we chose Ice Cool.
Might as well break it up with some dexterity.
Yeah. I forget what we took off. We had something else on here that was sort of a light wintry game. I think we're going to talk about it in the honorable mention. Yep. But Ice Cool, of course, you got penguins. You're flicking the penguins around the board. Their school is full of ice. It's just, it's nothing but cold and winter in this game. And it's fun. Dexterity, again, would like to break up the heavier games with some lighter games. Ice Cool is a great, we should have put this first. We could have called it an icebreaker.
Oh, that's true. Oh, well.
God, I'm disappointed in us.
We failed.
I know.
Might as well stop.
Well, this is a great not icebreaker.
All right, well, the next game on our list is maybe a little bit heavy in a sense, but it's a really good cooperative game and a very wintry theme, and that is Rescue Polar Bears. Rescue Polar Bears is a fantastic wintry game. And it's what it says. It's a cooperative game about trying to rescue polar bears who are stranded on ice floats or whatever flows. And you have helicopters, and you try to transport them with helicopters and stuff.
It's very heavy thematically because of course, the plight of the polar bears is really real.
Yeah, and it's themed after global warming, so it is. It's very serious.
Yeah.
So.
Next up, we have another light game. We're going to break it up. We're going to end the day with Draftosaurus, the Winter Board. Again, nothing like sort of ending the night with a light game to calm you down, to ease you out of the heavy space and into what you're going to do with the rest of your day or evening. Draftosaurus, we've been playing this so much on BGG or BGA, and we've played it a ton in person too. It's one of our most played games. Really enjoy this game, and the winter version is very thematic. It's, you know, you're putting your dinosaurs. It's very thematic. You're putting your dinosaurs into snow-covered pens. What's more wintry than dinosaurs in the snow?
So we have a bunch of honorable mentions for this. And the first one is Endless Winter, which seems like it should be super perfect because we love it, but it just didn't feel very wintry when we played it.
No, I mean, I know it happens during the Ice Age, but it just doesn't feel winter. There's nothing wintry about it.
Yeah.
Our second is Ticket to Ride, the Nordic countries. We often think of this as a holiday game as well. The art is very winter themed. Really, really enjoy this. It's one of our favorite Nordic Ticket to Rides. But again, it doesn't exude winter the way some of these other games do.
And our third one is another light game, which could fit in the day, and that's, Hey, That's My Fish. And you basically slide penguins on ice floes and, you know.
And that's actually what we subbed Ice Cool in for.
Yeah.
And then finally is Unsurmountable. And I don't know anything about Unsurmountable.
It's a Scott Ohms solo game from Button Shy.
Oh, perfect.
And
Yeah.
it's very wintry feeling.
Yeah.
It's got like snow and stuff. So
yeah. All right.
So that is our 3 themes for February. And our idea is to do this monthly and see what others, but we'd like to see other content creators do it too if you're up for it.
Yeah.
So if you're up for it, please do this.
Yeah, pick one of those themes. You don't even have to do all 3. Pick one of them. And what would be your perfect game day around that theme?
We know we don't have much of a following, so if you don't see this, you don't see it. But hey, we thought it'd be cool we would love to hear other people's ideas. So please, in the comments below, let us know for these themes, or if there's another theme, like maybe you'd want to do Black History Month. We just had trouble thinking of games for it.
Yeah, which is
honest.
the unfortunate reality is there's not enough games out there for that topic. I wish there were.
Yep.
Because we'd love to do that.
So remember,
Every day that you game
is a holiday.